Okay. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Honors to those that I've learned from. Of course, those men that's constantly pushing this word out on the internet, feeding the sheep. We're thankful for that. Double honors to their teachers, the apostles of all Israel. And shalom to those of Yasharallah seeking the truth, seeking righteousness, and hoping for edification. You're right. Well, we're here. It's wartime. Things are heating up. They're not completely hot yet. You know what I'm saying? He says World War III is going to be like fuel of fire. He said this is going to be different from all others. So, when we see the nukes fly, we know that's World War III. Of course, the missiles flying also, that's fuel of fire. I mean, it's just intricate the way the Bible describes it because it didn't want to, it didn't say missile. It said arrow, called them arrows, and it said they'll have fuel of fire. And you could take a look at any missile, you can see the back of it when it's launched. It's like, the fire is coming out of it. It describes it with like iron. So, I mean, we know what it's talking about. We're coming up on that time. It's heating up. This thing's moving fast. It's jumping. And, people like me are excited. People of the world are shaking in their boots now. The elder Menachem out of Myrtle Beach just did a sit down with one of those women in the military. They loved hearing, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. They loved all the benefits, but they didn't understand there's another side to that. You're a soldier. You're sold for war. It's time. This is what it's all about. This is what you signed up for. So, y'all wanted all the benefits. I bet they were about to make her a 4-star general. She wouldn't be crying. But now it's time to go ahead and earn them checks you've been collecting. But yeah, today I just want to go and you see, it's heating up. But, this guy, they're out here complaining, they're whining. I got turned on, started looking at a little bit of Alex Jones, and these people have lost it. I mean, he went through a rant today. I mean, I watch it I watch these people just to see them complain. Because I used to always think, I'm like, man, what if the natives had like internet when these monsters showed up to their shore? We'd have to sit there and watch them just be, in the internet and the video. We'd have to watch this complete destruction of them. But at least we were spared that kind of PTSD to watch our entire nation fall apart, literally by watching it on TV. But these guys, they got to watch the entire kingdom be destroyed bit by bit. All they could do is just sit in front of their TV, turn on that box and watch. And there's not a damn thing they can do about it. Nothing. They can't do anything. There's nothing they can do to stop it. I remember a few years ago, they were telling the so-called black man, hey, buddy, put your hands up, obey what the police say, and you'll make it home. You won't get shot. Now look at them. They had these convoys, these truck convoys. With sedition, insurrection. I mean, the police are telling you, the police told y'all to go home, get your truck out of here, go get that shot in your arm, and have a nice day. But for some reason, they don't want to obey the authorities right now. These people better go, they need to go obey what the authorities say, just like they told that black man that got pulled over and had about 4 guns pointing at him. He had to do what they had to say, what they told him to do. And they told him to put his hands up and obey the authorities. So it's time for you to obey the authorities. We're living in a time where it's real world judgment. The second 1 minute you talking shit, the next minute it's coming right back on your head. And that's what's going on here. So I'm just going to go and jump into a couple of scriptures. The title of this one's going to be 2 times nothing equals nothing. You know, 2 times nothing equals nothing. Let's go to Revelations 18 and 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. Yeah. All right, we got some super scholars here in the Vatican. We got these Christian seminary schools. The apostles refer to them as cemetery schools because they don't even know. These guys been reading the Bible for hundreds of years and can't break it down. They don't or they choose not to break it down. But they're smart enough to read. You know, during slavery, those little nigglets, we weren't allowed to read. You know, we get caught reading, we could get, mutilated. And reading the Bible, you get killed. You know, so for 300 years, the Bible was kept from us in its true form. But they had the Bible. They knew they had a dictionary. They could read. Y'all didn't read this verse right here. Reward her even as she rewarded you. Now, you see that her? We're not talking about one person. That her is the daughter of Babylon. The daughter of Babylon. You know, that's that her. Okay? It's a nation of people. And Babylon, since it's one of the beasts, it's a conglomerate of nations. You come to America, it's known as the mixing bowl. This is a whole bunch of nations that all came together, Psalms 83, to hold down and keep the children of Israel in oppression and afflicted. So we are to reward her even as she rewarded you. And how did she reward us? With slavery, incarceration, poverty, mutilation, hate, lynching, experimentation, separation of families. We got to put double unto her according to her works in the cup which she hath filled. There she is again. Fill unto her double. You know. So when you read this, being the scholar, high-minded, high IQ person that you are, you should have been like, ain't no way, man. Ain't no way, no way, no way, man. And was that meme out there? Was saying, ain't no way, man. I'm not messing with that one. I'm gonna go sit my little ass down over here and mind my own business. But this dude, he couldn't overcome, he was salivating. He couldn't wait to get the children of Israel under his subjection, which of course, through the Spirit, the Most High made it out that way. He said, I'm going to sell you into a nation that hates you. And they treated us like they hated us. And you're dumb behind. I mean, this dude, he's an idiot, man. You're a dummy, man. You're just an idiot, man. To think you were one of the sons of God at one point. I mean, you are a straight dummy. You should have not taken that deal, man. I don't know. Of course, it's worked out through the Spirit that it was going to happen that way. But, man, sometimes, man, I ain't going to lie, man. Let me tell you, I'll just sit down and tell you this. This has been a heavy cup that my nation has had to deal with. I mean, this is the separation of families alone. Not knowing where your son and your daughter were shipped off to. And then even coming into post-slavery, watching your sons being lynched or incarcerated, just sent into behind metal gates and not being able to watch over them, not being able to see them, their entire development just arrested, arrested development. They can no longer grow in the society. And even after they leave there, they're still afflicted. First fired, last hired, worst jobs, even out the Northern Kingdom down there in Costa Rica to Brazil. What we had these dirty Europeans or Americans flying in there, and they take up the best areas in their country, where all of the tourist areas have the most beautiful spots. And only thing the Northern Kingdom can do is clean up their shitter while these dirty bastards are flying back home to America to inflict pain on the Southern Kingdom after they done, prostituted out the Northern Kingdom, stole all the natural resources. So, I mean, you've got a lot to pay for. You should have sat your dumb ass down, and just, just stayed in your cave, man. You should have stayed in your cave, really. Because right now, I mean, I'm not going to lie. This was a heavy, hard cup for the nation of Israel to deal with. And to think that, of course, this cup is getting turned on to you. And sometimes I get concerned about this guy Esau, man. I'm like, damn. And every time I start to get concerned, how this nigga gonna do it? Because this is heavy, man. This is a heavy burden for the earth. The sharks was eating our bodies. The earth was, ravished with our blood. And now this is gonna come upon your head. But every time I start to get concerned about this dude Esau, man, here comes Elder Malcolm out of Chicago with the video showing how this nigga was lynching us, redlining, just a pure, just disrespect he showed to the men of Israel and the debauchery he placed upon the woman of Israel. And now it's coming upon your head, and this nigga got the nerve to complain. You ain't getting out of this one, Jack. You gonna pay for this. All right, let's just go hit Zechariah 1:15 real quick. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. We came over here on a boat, late 1600s, late 1500s. They pretty much lumped all of the natives and the Northern Kingdom together and called us black, and we're going to be slaves. And now everyone getting off the boat from Europe is white, and they're going to be our masters. So somehow black now is a nationality and white is a nationality, and the blacks are cursed, and they're going to work, and they're savages, and the whites are blessed, and they're going to get free land and free slaves. Well, they got paid for them slaves, and for free labor. So they forward the affliction. So we dealt with that affliction. We got the Most High stepped in, ended slavery, 1865. And what'd they do? They forward the affliction. Jim Crow, sharecropping, mass incarceration, integration, integrating colonists equals to the base man, unrighteous decrees, poison food, poison drugs, Tuskegee experiments upon other experiments and more experiments. And of course, now he's coming with this little implant he wants to put in your body so that he can be your owner forever. That digital all. So, man, this guy's trying to forward the affliction. So guess what, man? We're going to put double on you. You're going to get double. Double. But guess what? If you did nothing, that's one thing I always had a problem with when I was a little kid, about 8 years old, learning multiplication. It was like 2 times 0 is 0. I was like, okay, I can understand that. I was like, but if I have 100 things and I multiply it by 0, it's still 0. I'm like, how's that problem? I got 100 things, But that's one of the. I think that's like a genius of math. How whatever times 0 is always going to be 0. Because if you think about it, if you have no apples, but you have 100, and you multiply it by 100, no apples is no apples. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much what I'm saying is your ass should have done nothing. Okay, you should have went and sat your ass down. Because now we're going to have to put on you double, man. Double. I know you hear the word. You hear it. It's in the Bible. It's written. You hear it being spoken. But this thing is going to look real. Just like we heard, we're going to be brought into Egypt again with ships. It was put in the scriptures, and we heard it. But when that thing happened, man, it was a ugly sight. It smelled, vomiting human beings, scared to death. These people scared to death to go to war. Imagine being put as a slave in the bottom of a ship by some disgusting, wicked, pedophile, sodomites, mutilated, murderer people. Man, that's just, of course, we're going to do everything in righteousness now, so we're not going to be as nasty as you are. That's why you see so much of these transformers walking around now, because you got to get double. And that's good. As you can see the transition, and you like that trans word, you're going to see that transition into our kingdom, because them transformers ain't going to be in our kingdom. So right now, you see all of them out here now, because you got to get double. So you got to deal with that now. All them little slave owners that was touching the little boys and little girls, now they transformers walking around here looking crazy. The other day they said Joe Biden was going to give this one dude a job over the nuclear power plants, and this guy was scary looking. This was a little monster. Bald head, red lipstick, mustache, tight formal dress and high heels, talking about he's in a puppy play. And this place is crazy, man. But yeah, we gotta give on you double, man. And you should have done nothing. I would have done nothing. I wouldn't have took that deal. I would have been smart enough to keep my mouth shut. I would have sat in the corner and be like, nah, I'm good. I'm staying Petra and just mind my own business. But yeah, let's jump over to Romans 9. And we'll start at 21. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? Now, this is where I'm going to go ahead and go in the spirit. And I got to tell you something about yourself, Esau, because obviously you're not understanding what's going on here. You think you're going into the kingdom as an equal. You think you're going to be shining in the kingdom. This is as close to any kingdom as you're going to get right here, okay? Because what you're not understanding is that you were created to be destroyed. And you're like, how's that possible? God is love. God is love. He hates you, okay? He hates you. You got to understand why, because you're not getting it. Let's look at this. Have not the potter power over the clay, your creation, okay? Of the same lump, okay? Let's just go back to Adam. Same lump, okay? He made one vessel unto honor and one unto dishonor. Remember what happened in the garden? All right? Things went down in the garden. And it went down with Adam and Eve. We're not gonna get too into this. We're just gonna deal with Adam and Eve, okay? So things went down. Those two had two sons, okay? So, and he told you he passed judgment on to the man and the woman in the garden, and he told you how it's gonna go down, right? So pretty much, those two sons were created. One vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor. You were created unto dishonor, Cain. And we know that Esau is the regeneration of Cain after the flood. You both came through, one came through Adam, the other one came through Isaac. And we know if you follow the prophets, that those two are the same spirits of Yahushua. Adam and Isaac, Solomon, and Yahushua are pretty much the same spirit, are the same spirit. And Adam had Cain and Abel. Isaac had Jacob and Esau. One vessel unto honor and the other unto dishonor. You said you could tell a tree by its fruit. Well, pretty much the potter, he put everything that he could work with into Jacob, And everything he didn't want was put into Esau. You are made to be destroyed. You are not going to be a king. You're not going to be a governor. You're not going to be a mayor. You're not going to maybe even be a man in the kingdom. You're going to be a servant, a slave. You are made unto dishonor. Okay? I don't know if you're getting this. I'm trying to make it as simple as I can make it. Okay? Let's go to verse 22. What if power, it says God, willing to show his wrath, okay, and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. This whole time, man, you've been here. We've been here in America. You've had the northern and the southern kingdom in captivity. You've had full access to our life, our education, our housing, what we eat, our jobs, education, our entertainment, everything. You had full access over us. We had to do what you said. And he had to watch what you were doing to us, okay? You better know that he's been watching what you've been doing. Long suffering, okay? The vessels of wrath, he watched what you've been doing to us, man. Telling you, 2 times nothing equals nothing. But you've been, says your sins have reached to heaven, okay? So he endured much long suffering, the vessels fitted. He endured with much long suffering, the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. Let's go to verse 23. And he might make known the riches of his glory unto the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. So you understand? You see that? There's 2 vessels, okay? One was of wrath fitted to destruction. You are made to be destroyed. Look, heterosexual sex, you don't like that, Esau. Man and woman together, you don't like that. A family, what do you call the nuclear? A man over his wife, with the children, you don't like that. You don't like eating clean food. You like pork. Everything's baked. You don't look. The kingdom is going to be miserable for you. So guess what? He's going to put you out of your misery. Okay, you are fitted for this. After 1,000 years, he's going to destroy you. You got to go. You were fitted to be destroyed. You got to understand what you are. That's what you are, okay? Let's read 23 again. And he might make known the riches. Israel, you're rich. I mean, you got it, man. You got to endure this to the end, though. And it's tricky out here now, but you got to endure this to the end. But you are the rich. And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. He took everything he did, everything that went wrong in the garden, he took it out, put it into Esau. Everything that he could work with, he put it into Abel. Of course, Abel passed away. Them 2/3 got to go, and then we got Seth. Okay. So, but all of Israel will be reborn in the kingdom. So, that's how it rose at Esau. You should have done nothing, man. You should have mind your own business. You should have went and sat your ass down. And just did what you had to do, which is stayed your ass in the damn Petra. We know that through the Spirit. Most High set it up. He knew you were you sold your birthright for morsel of meat, man. You can't help yourself. As soon as you got the children of Israel in your hands, you went just nasty. You showed how nasty you were. That's why you can't be trusted. It can't work with you, man. You're fitted for destruction. I'm going to end it right there. So that's how it is. But it's wartime. It's fun time for us. We were watching this and just, boy, it's so exciting. I can't help myself right now. It's just too exciting. I got to watch it, man. It's just jumping off the pages. It's just jumping. All right, y'all. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Honors to those that I've learned from. Double honors to their teachers, the apostles of all Israel. And shalom to those of Yasharallah seeking the truth, seeking righteousness, and hoping for edification. Shalom.